Okay, I'm delighted to be joined tonight by Jon Davies. Jon, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. It feels like forever ago that we spoke. It's almost a year ago from when we last spoke, when your contract was announced for the following season. It's been far too long.
Yeah, I think you forget how long the football season actually is. Obviously, it's been split up the last 2 years that we've tried, and now that we're getting towards the end of one, yeah, it does. It seems like forever.
But one of the things that hasn't changed during that time is Jon Davies is still scoring goals. Another great season so far for you personally. Well up there now. I've got it down as 17 goals and 17 assists. Are you aware of that? Is it something?
I knew it was around that. Yeah. Obviously, yeah, really happy with that. I don't actually think it's been my best season in terms of performances, so it's a good sign that I can still chip in with a load of goals and a load of assists, even when I don't feel like I'm playing to my full potential. So yeah, but it's not. It's personal accolades are great, but we're where we want to be in terms of top of the league. I know it's not in our hands anymore, but that's the most important thing, that we fight to stay up there.
Definitely. Well, you say it's not your most productive season, but that might just be your feeling. But every time that we're writing something, it's either a Jon Davies goal or a Jon Davies assist. And I think it feels that way round. And maybe we talked last time about how you felt like you were maturing and the sort of attitude. But maybe that is just another slight bit to your game that's building in.
Yeah, it might be. Like I said, as I get older, I get more competitive. So maybe I just demand more from myself. But yeah, it will never be enough.
Well, you mentioned last time that the sort of players to look out for were kind of like Rex and Kane at that sort of time, as we were sort of announcing the signings. And you've not been far wrong there, because Kane's really joining you up there. I think I've got him down as 18 goals, so one more, and 15 assists.
Yeah, no, they're both absolutely flying. They're great players. I'll add James Ollis to that list as well. I got asked a couple of weeks ago who I thought the players of the season were, and it would be, for me, it'd be one of those three. I'll stick with my strikers union with the front men. But no, I think they've all been absolutely outstanding all season, and it's a tough job for Greasy to have to let players, be on the bench, drop people for games, and make a selection when everybody, to be fair, is playing so well.
Definitely. And you say strikers union, that shows in the numbers as well, because all the assists are from the strikers pretty much. There's sort of like threes and fours throughout the sort of different positions. But when you've got you with 17, Kane with 15, Rex with 9, and James with 10, yeah, it just shows how well you function as a unit up front.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. We're all, we've all played with each other enough now to know exactly how we work, and it doesn't matter who's on the pitch. We all seem to know where everyone's going to be. We all know our jobs, and yeah, it really does work well together. You see some strike partnerships that don't, but we've been lucky enough that no matter who's playing, it seems to just gel.
And we've got another name for that now as well. We've got Harry Baker coming in the last couple of weeks.
Correct.
And just to add that little bit more competition.
Yeah, and then again, Bakes came in and was on the pitch for about 3 minutes and scored his first goal as well. So again, just fitted in seamlessly, and and the more and more he's going to play, the better it's going to be for all of us, and even more numbers added to that list, hopefully.
Definitely, and you're going to have to settle something for us, because we know we had one Bakes join us, and now we've got another one. As who's claiming?
So I think thanks to Alex Hallett, I think Mike Baker is now known as Bread, and Harry Baker will be Bakes at front. Yeah, so that's that settled.
Well, one other thing that's happened to you this season, just as interrupt,
you've
had another child.
Yeah, had a little girl. Second one, got a boy and a girl now, so the set's complete, and she's lovely, bless her.
Oh, congratulations from everyone at the club.
Oh, thank you very much.
One of the things we also talked about before, and the last time, was you've got your trademark goggle celebration that you sort of said that was not homage to Luke. That's a bit strong, but obviously competing with him, with how many times you can roll that celebration out.
Yeah.
I thought this time we'd talk about some of your goal reactions, and due to our cameras, we've been able to pick a few of those up. I think my favourite one is still your disbelief at Rex's overhead kick. Can you talk us through that at all?
I just remember at the time the ball came in and it just happened so quick, and he was in front of me, and then suddenly he was under me, and the ball was up by my head, and then suddenly it was in the back of the net, and I just couldn't believe what happened. And yeah, I can't actually remember reacting like that, but I couldn't wait to see the video of the goal because it was that good a goal. And I saw my reaction after that, and obviously I span around and put my hands over my mouth because I couldn't believe it. But hell of a goal.
Yeah, I said to Rex on his interview, I think I actually watched your reaction more times than the video.
I knew the reaction would be the same over at the bench because it just happened so quick. So I just sort of had to turn around and see what everyone was doing because I couldn't believe it.
And then your reaction to Sam Teal breaking his duck for the season in spectacular fashion. What were you thinking when that flew over your head?
Another one, I couldn't believe it because I didn't know he could kick the ball that far. And at the time, I just had, I was just going to play it out round the back. We got a free kick there and he was just going, leave it. And I was thinking, what does he mean, leave it? And then so I just stood up, looked at him, and he's just scored. And it was one of those, as soon as he hit it, you knew it was in. And I thought, that's what he means by just screaming at me to leave it. I was looking at him thinking, what are you on about? And then, no, good job he did tell me because, again, hell of a goal.
2 goals that you would have been very proud of, I think.
Yeah, no, I haven't scored any that good this season. So, yeah, definitely.
Well, you did say that you wanted to score more tap-ins and be on the end of more moves. And I actually think that's probably quite true. Even culminating at the weekend, your goal, it was probably something that you were striving to get into those positions before.
Yeah. A lot of people call them boring goals and that, but yeah, they're what matters to strikers, just getting on the end of things. So, and it's something I've been a bit lazy with. Obviously, now we film all the games. The manager said to me in some training sessions to, once I get the ball on the edge and I pop it off, get into the box, and I've been trying to do it more. And yeah, a few more tap-ins, and they're the ones that I enjoy them. Yeah.
We're still waiting to see whether we can have some sort of spectacular goal to sort of potentially win the league, whether that's from you or from Sam or something that will define.
It'd be nice. It would be nice to all pin down to like a 30-yard screamer from someone. That'd be lovely.
Yeah, 89 minutes at Lymington.
If your nerves can handle it, yeah.
I think that might kill most of our supporters off. But so talking about the support, you were so sort of glowing when we talked last time about how the crowd was coming in, the sort of the atmosphere they were starting to create. Well, so that was the back end of last season where we were starting to then bring in sort of 300, 350. Obviously now we started to pull in that average of around sort of 500, and the games against Highworth with 800, with games against Bath, and then obviously the big one against Melksham, sort of 1100 there. How's it felt from your point of view to see that sort of crowd growing?
It's amazing. Obviously, again, someone asked me a few weeks ago, and I've been at the club now for obviously in a couple of spells for years. And I said, there's an old photo of me playing for Frome, taking a free kick. And at the clubhouse end, there is just no one stood there, not a single person. Whereas now it is just jam-packed with fans. And, we all work all week. Sometimes you have a tough week and you turn up to football on Saturday and you're knackered and you just think, where am I going to pluck the motivation from? But now when there's that many people there, I mean, they've even got chants now. Most players have a chant and they're screaming your name. It just gives you that little bit extra that sometimes you need at the end of a working week to get you going for 90 minutes.
Well, Danny claimed last week that he couldn't hear the chants, like in terms of his ones.
Oh, we can hear him. We can hear him.
Have you got a favourite chant that the fans got, even if it's not about you?
I like Viva Rex Mannings is what they chant. Yeah, that's my favourite. Yeah. They all bounce around as they sing it, so I enjoy that one.
Is that catching on in the dressing room as well?
Not yet, but none of them have yet. But hopefully, if we win the league, I think they, if we get promoted, they might come out in the changing room. Yeah.
We're going into, obviously, you mentioned it right at the start. It's not necessarily in our hands right now, but actually, we've still got a lot to do, and we can make it really difficult for Plymouth, Cirencester, and other teams in that sort of top six that could still win this league. I think 4 of those sides would definitely trade places with us. So it's more, I know there's a game tonight that we'll be eagerly watching and seeing what comes through. But how are you feeling as a squad? Do you feel like it's still there? Do you feel like it's still winnable?
If Plymouth go and win all their games, I mean, they've had an unbelievable run, and if they do it, then quite frankly, they deserve to do it. But you know, we're not nervous about anything. We just look after ourselves because we can't do anything. We can't do anything else. So we just go into Saturday hoping to win that one. There's not been a game all season that we've gone into and not wanted to win. So nothing's changed from the first game of the season to now, and we just keep doing our jobs. And I know sometimes the fans get nervous, and I felt that the other week when I didn't play and I was watching. It's more nervous watching than it is playing. But when we're out there, we just want to win. We just want to do our jobs. We work hard on a Wednesday night when we train, speak a little bit about the opposition and what we've got to do, and then try to pull it off on the Saturday.
Oh yeah, you can't listen to us, the fans. That's that's the worst person to listen.
But it is. It's hard when you're watching. It is nerve-wracking because you're not in control. You just got to hope. But it's not that bad when you're playing. It really isn't that nerve-wracking at all. You're just concentrating.
Well, I think, it's always that way, isn't it? Because every team's rubbish at 45 minutes if you're not winning or you're drawing, and then the same team are amazing 45 minutes later. That's just the passions that the game brings. I think when you talked to when I was talking to Danny last, it's more that ruthlessness that I feel like the squad has got, that when we get to sort of 80 minutes, if things aren't going our way, it pains me as a Tottenham fan to say it's a little bit like what Arsenal used to be. If they're 1-0 down at 80 minutes, you know they've won 2-1. And it just seems to happen, or we seem to get that goal and we don't take a loss. It's something will happen.
As players, as individuals, and as a team, we're quite composed. We don't panic too much. And I mean, the Melksham game, for an example, it was getting to the final stages of the game. We weren't lumping it forward. You know, we were still playing our football. And in the end, we managed to equalise basically the last kick of the game, which came from quite a good build-up before the ball came in and we scored the goal. So, yeah, we don't panic. And actually, when you're playing, you have absolutely no idea how long's left anyway. So, like I said, we're composed. We just do our job. And we know that we'll get a chance and hopefully we'll take it. So
Bristol Manor Farm at the weekend. Is it a side that you're familiar with? Is it something that you feel like you know how they play or anything like that? Or is it just going to be...
Not really. I know that a few of their players know a few of our players. I don't know many of them. We obviously played at their place and we had a really good game. So that will give us some confidence going into it. But we know they've signed some players, re-signed some other players. So it's going to be tough. And they've got aspirations to be in the playoffs as well. So it's going to be a hard-fought game. But they're the easier games to get up for. If you're playing teams that don't have anything to play for, sometimes you rock up and think that you've won it or think you're going to roll over them. And 10 minutes in, you've then got to try and motivate yourself because it hasn't gone your way. Whereas we'll know they'll be at it from the start. So we've got to be on our A game. And touch wood, usually we're better when we've got games like that. So,
well, Jon, thank you very much for this evening. Good luck and congratulations again on your new arrival. And
thank you very much.
Come the last day of the season, we'll see your family parading, and we'll
fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks, Jon.
Cheers.